on with our hair like this, and we just wear it like this because it's natural. Because the reason for it, you might say, is like a new awareness among black people that their own natural appearance, physical appearance, is beautiful and it's pleasing to them. For so many, many years, we were told that only white people were beautiful. Only straight hair, light eyes, light skin was beautiful. And so black women would try everything they could to straighten their hair and lighten their skin to look as much like white women. But this has changed because black people are aware. And white people are aware of it too because white people now want natural wigs. They want wigs like this. Dig it? Isn't it beautiful? All right.
Black is beautiful. Free Hood. Said I want it free. Free Hood.
Hi, my name is Ayana, and this is part 2 of my Human Development Project video, Be Your Own Kind of Beautiful. This time I decided to take a little personal spin and interview my mother. Please come and join us in listening to her hair journey. Thank you. Hello, I am here with my mother. She is a cancer survivor, and I wanted to make a little personal touch for this project. So this is my mother, Donna Holmes. She is how long have you been cancer free?
Since 2019? Since 2019.
So 3 years. She was diagnosed with stage 1 breast cancer. But yeah, I just wanted to talk to her. So let's get started. Please tell me your hair story.
My hair story. I've done press and curls. I've done relaxer. I did chop off relaxer. I did lots. I've lost all my hair, did a chemo, and now I guess I'm fro and crochet braids, I guess.
Natural protective style?
Yes. Good, thank you.
So what's your earliest memory, hair memory?
My youngest, I guess, would be my mother. Saturday night before church, because we went to church on Sunday, pressing my hair Saturday night, sitting in the kitchen with the hot comb on the stove, holding your ear so they don't get your ear, and the steam from the heat of the hot comb and the grease hitting.
Sizzling.
Ah.
Yes, I remember you doing that to me as a kid. And you better not move. And it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Be still and stop crying.
Right. Went through all of that. But mine wasn't as bad. Your hair, yours should have been as bad. Because my hair was soft. So it wasn't as difficult as some of my other sisters. Because mine was a little easier to manage. It did not require as much heat for the press and curl. I remember, I guess it might have been 5th grade. No, not 5th grade. Must have been 8th grade. Going to the salon. I think it's the first time I had gone to the salon. I don't know why Mom decided to send me. It might have been before Easter, and getting my hair done. I felt like a woman because I was at a hair salon getting my hair done. And that felt just very special to me. But I remember the school was having a dance, and one of my classmates was there getting her hair done for the dance. And I remember the lady said, "Oh, you getting your hair done for the dance?" I'm like, "No, get my hair done to go to church." So, but that's the first time I can remember going to the hair salon.
Well, my next question for you was, did Grandma always do your hair? But I guess not.
No, they sent me to, it was rare, but she would send me to my parents had 4 daughters. So Mommy got tired of doing the hair, I'm sure. So the oldest was able to go to the hair salon. I remember at least at one particular time when we still lived in New Jersey going to the hair salon. So that was a special treat.
What was one of your memories, I guess, from grandmothers, like teaching, or like what was one of her sayings, or even like, I don't know, something that she taught you growing up that you still
always be a lady, carry yourself like a lady, and never really care what other people think about you. That's something I think even now to this day she sisters don't really care about what people say about you. And I think I feel that way even now. I'm not trying to prove anything to anybody else. I am who I am, and you like it or you don't. That's simple. I think it's probably one of the biggest. I remember my father telling us that didn't care about if somebody's your friend or not, because I have 3 sisters. You're like, those are your friends, so you don't matter if anybody outside the family don't care for you. You got each other. So, and I think that's still important to me even now. And that's even for my children. I want my children to be close, because if no one else embraces you, your family should embrace you. So that means a lot to me.
So what was Easter like? Getting ready. So you said your first time going to the hair salons when you was in the 8th grade. So before that, grandmother, because she used to go, she will let you know that she went to beauty culture school. So I'm sure that she did your hair, your sister's hair. Like, what was that like? Was that doing it Saturday evening before church, or?
It was Saturday before church, and she would do it away. Then you would have the stocking caps. But you didn't cut off the end for the pantyhose and for your stocking cap. You keep that on your head. So keep your hair. So in the morning she can just brush it real quick and keep it going. Yeah, I just thought I had that with a stocking cap in years. Yeah.
So not only she did your hair, I remember hearing stories of her making your clothes, right?
Oh my gosh, yes. The homemade clothes. Yes. Yeah, my mother thought she was the seamstress of the year, and but
some of y'all clothes look good in the picture.
Yeah.
Short.
Yeah, but that was the time. This is the 70s, so wars. But I remember my first pair of platform shoes. Oh my God!
The roller coaster.
No, they weren't. They were for Easter. They were white, and they had brown heel. And I don't think I slept that night because I kept looking at my shoes. I was so happy. My first pair of heels, they were, platform. They weren't, but I love those shoes.
How old were you?
Gosh, I think we're still in the old house. So I must have been maybe 10. Was that old?
Really? I remember mine. And mine were white, platform, thick heels. I think you got it for me, it was either Easter or 8th grade graduation. Because I remember wearing this cute yellow dress, and it had like a little jacket with it, and I wore my little white platform. You couldn't tell me nothing. I knew I was fine with my heels on.
Ooh, I got my shoes from Tom McCann's. I don't even think Tom McCann's even around anymore.
I got mine from Jason's Beauty.
It is. That went up with
I
that.
think it's worth it.
Oh, so that discount.
Right.
Sound about like me.
Do you remember your first relaxer?
I don't remember my first relaxer. I don't. The first I can remember, but I don't know if it's actually my first one, was when I got that big chop and I cut all my hair off. When I had, so in order for me to be able to have it short in the back with it slick down, I had to have a relaxer. And I may have been 18 when I got that. So that's the first one that I actually remember getting. And the hair salon is actually still there. Hot Chocolate on Cascade.
Really?
Yeah. Last time I was over there not too long ago, it's still there.
Wow.
Yeah, Hot Chocolate. I remember that. And it was a guy, he came in Mom and Dad Cleaners, and I think one of my cousins told Mom about it, and that's where I ended up going. And you couldn't tell me nothing.
You thought you were fine.
Yes, I did.
So that was going to lead up to my next question. How did you feel? Oh, wait, no. Opposite. How did you feel when you cut off your relaxer?
When I cut off my relaxer, so I can lead into the story of why I cut off my relaxer.
Yeah.
So I cut off my relaxer when you went to cosmetology school and you learn how the chemicals affect women, especially Black African American women. And I have been wanting to have locks, and because I had seen some women with locks and they just looked so pretty to me. And so when you said that about the relaxer, and you're like, Mom, please never, ever put another relaxer in your hair. And I went, I think, that week to the barbershop and got it all cut off, and I felt I was relieved. It was just, I don't know, it felt like a weight off me.
You felt liberated?
I felt liberated. That's it. I felt liberated. I was free from the creamy crack. You know, that's.
But sometimes people take time to like go back and forth, like, oh, am I gonna get rid of it? What am I gonna do next? It's like I told you how to get it relaxed.
Yeah,
Like, okay.
that was it. I trusted you. I could tell you were sincere. And I had heard different stuff along the, some years before about relaxers and they're not good. I'm like, But once you went to school, you learned and you confirmed that's okay. That's it.
So they were saying stuff about relaxers. So that was like maybe back in 2004, 2005?
Yeah.
So they were saying stuff.
I had heard it, I had heard it before, but.
So hearing that before, you cut it all off or whatever, what made you not want to, you just like, oh, that's not true? I'm still getting my relaxers.
Well, I do remember for some time I used to do braids. I did braids quite a bit too.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of a contrast to having the relaxer. Is by getting my hair braided, because that was a safe alternative to getting relaxer. Because get your hair braided, it lasts for a little while. You got to go to the salon. With the relaxer, you had to go every 6 weeks to get a touch up. And if the money was tight, then you couldn't afford to get a touch up. And your hair was a mess, and I didn't like my hair looking a mess. So, when you hear stuff, sometimes you don't think it's true. But once you confirmed it, and that was just it, then that's okay. This must be true. Then that was just the end for me.
So after you got your relaxer, what was your next? I mean, after you cut off your relaxer, what was your next step?
I started the process for my locks, and
Tell us about that.
one of I had the daycare, and two of my parents had locks, and Miss Tyler, I think the one I used, the person she recommended, and I don't know, this lady started my locks. I don't remember. I can't tell you her name now for nothing. And she started my locks. I was concerned if I would be able to. If my hair would lock because my hair was so soft. So I had been told, I don't know if you remember Iris McGee from church. She had started locks, but she said hers didn't work because her hair is real soft. And I was concerned about that, but I really I'm going to at least try. And thankfully, it locked. I followed. You had to be careful, not to get your hair wet. And there were certain steps you had to take to make sure the process went through. And I made sure I followed the steps, and it did lock. And I just was in seventh heaven. I loved my locks.
Was this like before you got your locks? Was this like a conversation? Like you talked to your mom, dad, and sisters about it? You just like, I'm gonna surprise them. Next time they see me, I'm gonna have locks in my hair.
Yep. I don't discuss it. Did I even discuss it with my children? I don't remember. I don't think I did. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted hair freedom, and that to me symbolized hair freedom. So my mother didn't like it. I distinctly remember Christmas shopping with her. I don't know how we did this. Greenbrier Mall. We were in Macy's in Greenbrier Mall, and it was my mom and I think at least one of my sisters. And we were looking at hats or scarves or something. And I remember her looking at me saying, "You need to do something about your hair." I think you need to do a wig or something. I'm like, Mom, I'm not doing anything I'm happy with how my hair looks. It just look a hot mess. You need to do something about your hair.
Did it look a mess?
No, but the beginning stage, it is really short. I really wanted to keep that picture. I think I took my driver's license picture with my hair in that stage one time.
You had pink earrings.
And I wanted to keep it, but they change out your picture so often. But I loved it.
You loved it from the beginning?
I loved it from the beginning, from when I first got it. I never had any shame in it. I never was embarrassed by it. I loved it. I embraced it. I thought I was different. I thought I was sexy. I liked it.
Most historians believe locks originated in Egypt. Egypt hosts the first archaeological evidence for locks. Mummies have been uncovered with their locks still intact. Some people believe locks began in India in 2500 BCE. Locks have been recorded in ancient Indian scripture. This scripture is known as Vedic scripture, which depicts the deity Shiva wearing jata, which translates to twisted lock of hair. Locks have stood for a symbol of spirituality. The belief in many ancient cultures and religions was the spirit leaves the body through the head. Knotting, twisting, and tying the hair, many believe that they could preserve more energy in the body, which could lead to greater amounts of physical and spiritual strength. We talked about your lock story. So let's move on, transition to your next phase, hair story of when you lost your locks. And let's talk about like the emotions and everything you went through. Tell us that day, what you did that day.
So, I'll say this. I never was a hair person. I just never.
Which is why I became a hair person.
I just never was just fascinated by hair. I wanted all boys. I didn't want to do girls' hair. I didn't want to even do my own hair. I wanted all boys, and the Lord gave me 2 girls. First thing, He finally decided to give me a boy. But I never was just like fascinated with hair and hairstyles, and I wasn't. I was raised, my father's a pastor, and I was raised that a woman's hair is her crown and glory. So that's why he didn't believe in a woman cutting her hair. But I just never was wild about hair. But when I got my locks, I just fell in love with my locks, and I guess I didn't realize how much I loved them until I lost them. So when I had the lump removed from my breast and went through chemo, and I also went through radiation, but I went through chemo, and I don't know why I thought that my hair would be safe, that I wouldn't lose my hair. I have no idea why I thought that, but I really didn't think I was going to lose my hair. So the day my middle daughter was coming in town with her now husband and his parents, and I was going to meet them for the first time. So I was home on medical leave while I was going through my treatment, so I decided to do my hair. I thought I could do my hair myself. And normally I do my hair in the morning because it takes all day, because I would do it, twist it, and I like to have it curly, so I'll roll it and it's to the dry forever. But this particular day, I waited until my son came home from school, because he went to Kennesaw State at the time. And I don't know why, but I guess the good Lord just had it work out that way. So he got home from school. I told him, I'm going to go ahead and start doing my hair. So I shampooed my hair, put a towel on it when I got finished with it to dry it. And when I removed the towel, all my hair just slid to the back of my head. And I screamed. And he came running to see what was going on. And I just boo-hoo cried. I think if I had been home alone when that happened, it would have been a lot more devastating to me to have to, I don't know why, I just, to this day, I don't know why I didn't think I was going to lose my hair. So after I got my composure, I called you, told you what happened, and you told me to come in the next day and you would take care of it, because it just like was moved
like
back.
Because I remember you telling me, like, when you took the towel off, you was bald, but you didn't see like the hair in the towel, and then you went to go look in the shower, and you didn't see the hair there, you didn't know where your hair was. And was it me, or you just realized it was just all this?
Might have been you, because I don't think I even looked at it anymore.
Yeah.
I think I put something on it, and just because I came to you the next day, I was your last client, and you just, I don't think I looked in the mirror at all. And you just cut it all off, and the hair is just put it in the bag, and it's still under my bathroom sink. But
you still look at it from time to time?
I don't want to look at it.
Why are you so happy?
I don't know.
Okay.
But when I die, it'll still be under my kitchen, under my bathroom sink. So no, I don't. It just that was just part of me, and I think losing my hair hurt more than me losing part of my breast, because that was just me. That was. I think about how Peanut, your baby, would love to sit behind me. And he's about to play my lungs. I don't know, I just thought about that. We would sit in that chair and he would get behind me. And he would just play in my hair. And that just gave me so much enjoyment. He just loved playing in my hair. And I was concerned how he was going to feel when my hair was gone. And I don't remember what he said or how he acted, but that gave me so much joy with him being behind me just playing. He would act like you. He would act like he was shampooing my hair. Be still, no, now, don't move your hair. And just, I just thought about that memory. That was great memory from me with him. And whenever he came over here, he would get behind me and mess with my hair. So that part, him not being able to do that anymore, that hurt.
That's how I started. I was doing Grandpa James.
Yeah. He would sit there and let you do it too.
Yeah, let me do it. I act like I was shampooing his hair and I would comb his hair back.
Yeah, but that memory, those memories of him, I don't even know if he remember that now, but those memories of him being in my hair, that brought me much joy. So after I lost my hair, he wasn't going to be able to do that anymore. And it's not the same. But I don't even remember.
You're going to have Abe's going to be right there playing your hair too, whether it's this or your afro or...
Yeah, but it just...
Because I told you the other day, she picked up the brush and she started brushing her hair.
She did.
It was on the wrong side, but...
I guess it's going to be like your mama, love hair. They didn't get that from me because I just... Never, except for my locks, I never had a connection to hair. I would have always, because I remember I was wanting to cut my hair off before and do blonde like the Rodney. I kept telling me no, but I wanted to. I never liked doing hair other than my locks. I enjoyed doing my locks. I enjoyed shampooing my hair and retwisting it and curling them and sitting in dry. I enjoyed that.
You did that because you're not a hair person.
I know, but that just was my connection with the locks. I don't know why. I can't tell you why, but I just did. So it just hurts me that that's something I won't ever be able to get again. Just, because I really, and I don't know why.
You can take the bag of hair that you have and just put on your hand and just act like you
Look,
put some
who did that? Was it Marty? Who did that?
No,
Somebody did that.
What's the name? My Wife and Kids.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what it looked like, too.
You have a lock here and a lock there.
That's what it looked like. Yeah, y'all would say, you need to go see somebody. Y'all would send me somewhere if I did that for real. But yeah, I guess that's my hair story.
Well, tell us, you told us about your hair when it came out with the chemo. How was it growing back in? And how was that like, even after when your hair came out, going back to work after chemo and just how have you dealt with your identity? Now you have a new identity, basically.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Didn't like wigs. Still don't like wigs. Can't stand wigs. Yeah, I didn't do well with wigs at all.
I think you'd have been better off just brushing your bald head.
I probably would. And now, if I had to do that all again, I would do that. Just rocking the ball, just try to slip some lipstick on or something, and do something to my eyes. And because that wig, the wig, tell you the story with the wig twisted and people trying to fix it on my head, and it was me and wigs just didn't get along too very well. I've thrown all the wigs away, so yeah, we didn't get along too very well. And I tried the scarves. I could never get the scarf thing to work. I see some people who get them and they look real nice, but I just could never get that to work. I'm not a hair or head person. That's just not me. So that was tough because people look at you as being a woman. I think one of the first things they see to me, even before they see your breasts, they look at your hair. They symbolize your hair. Even like young kids, if you don't have hair, like you said, people call Ava a boy because her hair. The first thing they grab is the hair. Like say she had on a dress, and they still say, "Oh, you're a boy." It's a girl.
Clearly with a dress and tights.
But because her hair was lower, they figure she's a boy, and that's how I had that happen to me when I went to a restaurant one time, and the lady said, "I'll be right with you, sir," and I was like, I got these. I'm a man. And that just kind of made me feel some kind of way because we just identify with our hair. Other people identify us with our hair. But it took me having to get that confidence again in myself that I'm me, whether I have a head full of hair, whether it's mine, whether I bought it from the store, where I got it sewn in or whatever. you know, it's still me. I'm still me, and that's
Because you're not your hair.
I am. Ooh, that's right, Indiari. I am not my hair, but society looks at us that way. That it's our hair, and I guess maybe it's from the Bible, because God said a woman's hair is her crown and glory. That we just focus so much on hair. You think?
Maybe. I mean, I heard a quote earlier today that you don't need hair to wear a crown.
Exactly. And I hope more women get that sentiment to realize, and that's why even though my locks were a different feeling for me, but I am who I am. You know, yeah, do I need to lose some weight? Yeah, probably so, but I still am who I am. You know, is my hair always rocking? Maybe not, but I am who I am, and we need to, it's up to me to carry that confidence. That's something I have to do. No one can give it to me, and no one should be able to take it from me. So, I guess that's my history.
The reason chemotherapy can cause hair loss is that it targets all rapidly dividing cells, healthy cells as well as cancer cells. Hair follicles, the structure in the skin from which hair grows, include some of the fastest growing cells in the body. Chemotherapy does work against cancer cells. It also damages hair follicle cells. So recently, when I did your hair this last time, I realized that you do have thinning spots. I think it may be alopecia, but I'm a hairstylist. I only can take a look on the outside. You have to go to a dermatologist to get a scalp analysis, and they will have to diagnose you with that or not. So you said that you do not feel comfortable wearing wigs. So let's say you do go to a dermatologist and they do confirm that you have alopecia. Majority, I don't even want to say majority, maybe sometimes your hair do not grow back if you have alopecia. What do you plan on doing if you do have alopecia?
Well, if I do have it, I mentioned to my mother, and she said it comes from my dad's mother. That she was setting in her head as she got older. So it's in the genes. I just have to kick in my confidence again. As I said, I have to be confident who I am. If I'm confident who I am, then that'll go out to others. So I know one thing, another thing, I would definitely try to lose some more weight. I think the smaller you are with a bald head won't look as bad, but
don't lose too much weight, because then you're gonna have a bald head and look too small, and then you're gonna look sick.
I don't want to look sick, so I have to find a happy medium. But if I have to, I think the society we live in now, I think it's more accepting. I'm seeing, because I actually, to be honest with you, I have thought about it before. And who was I mentioning this to? I think, was it you or one of my friends at work that I thought about getting it cut, and then I want some designs in my head. Was it you? No? Oh, yeah, I have thought about that. But I'm just afraid that because it's kind of thin, would it work?
Yeah, I think it was thin.
Yeah, because I've seen women with the low haircuts, and I think it's so, I hope it's okay to say this, sexy. It's just, because it's their confidence. It's them not trying to fit into the mold.
Do you feel like you have that confidence to pull that off? Do that?
Today, probably not.
Okay.
But I think in time, because it is seen more now, and if it's something I can't control, I can't control it. You know, if it's the chapter the guy wants me to write in my book story, then that's what I have to do. I didn't want to be diagnosed with breast cancer, but that was part of my life, so I had to accept it and deal with it. I didn't let it become the end of the world to me. So things happen in life. I could think a whole lot of things could be worse than me losing my hair. So if it comes to that, then if I'm still here and still see my babies, that's what matters to me, being able to spend time with my grandbabies. So if I'm bald, then I'm just bald. Oh, I need you, Alona. I'm sorry. Grandbabies. Sorry.
Thank you for joining us on this journey. I hope you found this video informative and enlightening. I hope it helps you be your own kind of beautiful. Thank you. About 1/3 of women will suffer some form of hair loss in their lives. According to Harvard Medical School, a peer-reviewed study published in 2018 found that Black and Hispanic women in the U.S. have a significantly greater chance of developing alopecia in their lifetime than white women.
Killers.
This is a public health crisis.
These are the relaxers that Black women have been using for years. Motions, Just for Me, Dark and Lovely.
I am the first voice of many voices to come.
Now at the center of a multi-million-dollar lawsuit after this woman claims she developed cancer from her years of getting relaxers. The truth behind the chemicals inside, and are you at risk? I'm Justin Carter. This is TSR Investigates. Black women are finally breaking their silence, including a woman named Jenny Mitchell, who says that she was diagnosed with uterine cancer at the young age of 28. She says that she had to get a hysterectomy, all because she's been getting relaxers since she was 8 years old. And Mitchell is not alone. Mitchell says this is nothing for Black women to relax about.
I don't want another me at 28, not being able to have a family of your own.
She, with help from her attorneys, are filing a major federal lawsuit against L'Oreal, Soft Sheen, and several other hair care manufacturers behind the brands that millions of women once leaned on to straighten their hair.
With the new Soft and Beautiful, my hair is soft, straight, and shiny.
Products like Motion's No Lie Relaxer, Soft and Beautiful, Just for Me, Olive Oil Girls, Soft Sheen Carson, and Dark and Lovely Triple Nourished Silkening Relaxer.
As an African American woman, it is the societal norm to have your hair look a certain way. Don't wear your natural hair because it looks unprofessional.
But she says it cost her the ability to have children. She was even more stunned when she learned the National Health Institute had been tracking over 33,000 women for 11 years. On October 17, 2022, they released their study that found that those who reported frequent use of these hair straightening products were more than twice as likely to develop uterine cancer compared to those who did not use the products. 378 of those women did in fact develop uterine cancer.
Our clients will have their day in court. We are prepared to fight. We are confident in the science, and they have to be held accountable for their refusal to warn and for their priority over money.
And that's the big question. What do these companies know and when? According to the lawsuit, hair straightening products have been known to damage your endocrine system, which, quote, regulates all biological processes in the body from conception through adulthood, including the development of the brain and nervous system, the growth and function of the reproductive system, as well as the metabolism and blood sugar levels. It goes on to say that endocrine disrupting chemicals commonly found in hair straighteners can cause uterine cancer, specifically the highly toxic chemical di2 ethyl hexylphthalate, or DEHP for short. It says that there's evidence that DEHP was, quote, significantly related to insulin resistance and higher systolic blood pressure and the reproduction system problems, including earlier menopause, low birth weight, pregnancy loss, and preterm birth. And for Mitchell specifically, who purchased it many times over the years, the lawsuit says that there was never any indication on the product's packaging or otherwise that this normal use could and would cause her to develop uterine cancer.
Uterine cancer is not the most common, but it does affect folks.
Dr. Heather Irobunda is a board-certified OBGYN. She's based in New York City.
These chemicals can get into your scalp
and get into your bloodstream, so much so it affects your reproductive organs?
People didn't know how much these chemicals could get into our bloodstream and affect all the different tissues of our bodies, because there's even some links between these chemicals and things like breast cancer and ovarian cancer.
She says these concerns have been ignored in the scientific community until now. She says that lawsuits are indeed warranted if lawyers can prove that these large beauty companies knew about the risks and didn't warn us. Are you steering your patients away from using these chemicals, these chemical relaxers?
If you can steer completely away from them or try other means of changing the texture of your hair, like, using like heat or whatever, that hasn't been shown to really cause any cancer link, you might want to veer towards that.
Ben Crump is one of the acting defense attorneys on this case. He says that his phone has been ringing nonstop.
We expect there will be thousands that are going to come forward.
Many of them Black women in fear of what could happen to them as they get older. He says that this fight is only the beginning.
Why is it when Black women and women of color are at greater risk and we say this is a public health crisis, they try to tell us it's not that serious? Well, I am saying it's very serious. Do not let your little girls continue to use these chemical relaxers to try to live up to some European standard of beauty.
Dr. Arabunda says things to look out for: heavy or excessive bleeding. She encourages all women too to go get checked, go to a clinic, or see your OBGYN regularly. L'Oreal USA sent us this statement that says, quote, "We are confident in the safety of our products and believe the recent lawsuits filed against us have no legal merit. L'Oreal upholds the highest standards of safety for all of its products. Our products are subject to a rigorous scientific evaluation of their safety by experts who also ensure that we follow strictly all regulations in every market in which we operate." For TSR Investigates, I'm Justin Carter.